Good day, folks. Welcome to a Florida Cemetery channel. I'm a Florida Golden Girl, your host. Today's travel adventure takes me to St. Cloud. Folks, does this sign look familiar? It should, because Adam the Woo came here a couple times to do some chats when he did a walkthrough around his hometown. I seen this, I'm like, this looks familiar. So I had to stop and kind of do a walk down memory lane. Folks, I'm at the Veterans Park in Bandshell on the main drag in St. Cloud. And so what this reads is, in 1929, the St. Cloud Tribune published a call for the local government to start a beautification program. By the following summer, the city created a commission to oversee multiple construction projects, including Veterans Park. 1 year later, the road department donated soil while working on Highway 192. Highway 192 goes all the way from St. Cloud to Kissimmee. And it used to be like the back road to get to Disney once upon a time in the 80s. So the community raised $50 to hire an architect to finalize plans for Veterans Park. The American Legion donated bricks. An artificial pool was later excavated using machinery from a nearby project. The pool was only one of few that had been successfully completed in Florida at the time. In 1937, the mayor dedicated the park to all veterans of all armed forces. A large coquina rock was placed on the north side of the park with a bronze marker that read, "Memorial to Veterans of All Wars." Now I'm supposed to go to the other side here. And then it said it remained an important asset to the community. In 1952, there was a bandshell that had been under construction, but it just seemed as though efforts to raise funds, and then it just seemed to be, 1954, the JCs became involved, and then they completed it. But even though it was kind of like incomplete, they started hosting concerts. So the residents of St. Cloud had dances and continued to fundraise to complete it. So in 1955, the bandshell was dedicated. The featured the presentation of colors by the Boy Scouts and the St. Cloud High School band playing the national anthem. As of 2023, which was a few years ago, the bandshell remained a rare bandshell from that era, still being used in the state. I have no idea where that bandshell is, but so as you know, I'm a military retiree. So this must be the bandshell. Okay, I get it now. So this is the bandshell. So it says it was erected for the high school band in 1952. And so this is the bandshell. I kept thinking, where's the bandshell at? So this is it. You can have little plays here, concerts, kids running around, but you don't see that today because those days are long gone. So the one cool thing is I've drove by this place several times, and so it always, I'm always drawn to the military vehicles and the aircraft that they used. So this is military equipment has been preserved for viewing only. So there's no engine or anything like that. So what this says is that this plaque is to recognize the City of St. Cloud employees whose work built the Veterans Memorial. So it just gives a whole bunch of names, but I'm trying to see. So it was built for war. There's no doubt about that. And this is a helicopter. Like, I should know my helicopters, but I don't. I know UH-46, I know UH, and I know Chnooks. But yeah. And then if I go over here, there's there's a gun over here, folks. This kind of looks like that could have been a Gatling gun. And this looks, what era do I know? Vietnam, maybe? I don't know. But I'm sorry, I'm just not a military type. I mean, when you're away from it, I just don't keep up with things like that. But that looks like that's, maybe Korea or Vietnam. And then there's the flag. It feels interesting that Adam the Woo walked this. And then this is dedicated in 1947. There is no cemetery here, folks. So I guess once upon a time, you could have access to it, but there really is no access at all. I had to kind of park around the back. You know me, I always figure a way to get in a cemetery, so this is no different, even though it's not a cemetery. And it just says, dedicated to John Love, Department and Commander of Florida, United Spanish War Veterans, and that was 1945 to 46. And then they got some others, but I wanted to kind of check out this looks like this is just another thing. And so, Adam, being a resident of St. Cloud, has been here, I'm sure. And this is donated by the ABC Kids, 2001 to 2002. John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, so that whoever believes in him will not perish but have everlasting life. This is the one interesting thing that I noticed about this town, that people are not afraid to speak up if they're a Christian. There's a lot of Christians that are afraid to speak up for fear of having somebody come down on them, because we really, because of the times we live in. But I mean, I have been to places where people sell t-shirts that have, Bible themes, etc., and people are not afraid to express their faith. So it has here, in memory of the Grand Army of the Republic and Union veterans who in 1909 settled in the Wonder City of St. Cloud. And then it says, at 1101 Massachusetts stands the GAR Memorial Hall, which held the Lucius Memorial Post, named to honor the first veteran to die here. That's the American Legion post I have yet to go to, which I will film. We toured the St. Cloud Veterans Memorial Library, and this is an obelisk. And the lady said, you need to go to the VFW American Legion or something like that. And that would be a cool place, to talk more about St. Cloud history. But I don't know. I guess I can kind of feel that Adam, spent time here, And it's just such a beautiful day out that you can't help but just take it all in and walk in his footsteps. Many of you are doing just that. You're doing your own travel adventure. You're starting your own YouTube channels. You're doing things to honor life, to honor Adam, because that would be what he would want you to do, right? And so I just felt like I needed to stop by. I paid my respects, but I feel like he's here. He's everywhere. He's here in Florida. He's here where you live. He's here where they live. But like I said, it's historic. And so I just wanted to take a little bit of time as a veteran to tour Veterans Memorial Park. Now, that's a deuce and a half straight ahead. And yes, at one time, I drove those things. And I'll tell you what, they were really cool to drive. They were stick. And I'll tell you what, the engines were freaking cool as heck, you know. They took a beating, that's for sure. But it's just a little cool park with a little playground over there that probably has been erected not too long ago. And then there is a homeless person over there, so I can't really film like I want to because I don't know how safe it is. But those bring back a lot of memories, folks. There's another obelisk over there, but as you can see, that wouldn't be something I would want to go and film. But I just wanted to take a little moment and spend a little bit of time in a place that Adam visited. Ground that Adam walked on, that I walked on. And it really is a cool, peaceful place to hang out. So if you're ever in St. Cloud, folks, stop by. It's right on the main highway. Thank you folks for watching. Another piece of St. Cloud history. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in the next travel adventure. So long for now. There's actually a men's restroom.